By the end of this video, you will be able to multiply different types of fractions. So let's begin our discussion in multiplying proper fractions. Example number 1, we have 2/3 times 4/5. To find the product of these fractions, what we are going to do is to multiply the numerators to get the numerator of the product, and also multiply the denominators to get the denominator of the product. So this will be equal to 2 times 4 over 3 times 5. And the product of 2 and 4 is 8 over the product of 3 and 5 is 15. So the product of 2 over 3 times 4 over 5 is 8 over 15. Ganun lang kadali magmultiply ng proper fractions. Let us study the next example. Example number 2, we have 1/2 times 2/3. And so we will do the same. Find the product of the numerators. We have 1 times 2 over the product of the denominator 2 times 3. And then that is equal to 1 times 2 is 2 over 2 times 3 is 6. And since 2 over 6 is not yet in simplest form, we are going to simplify the product 6 at 2 over 6 by means of dividing each of them by the GCF, or the greatest common factor. So the greatest common factor of 2 and 6 is 2, so divide 2 by 2 and divide 6 by 2 as well. And dividing 2 by 2 will give us 1. 6 divided by 2 gives us 3. So the final answer is 1 over 3, or 1/3. Next, example number 3. We have 5/6 times 3/7, or 3 over 7. And that is equal to, again, multiply the numerators. We have 5 times 3 over the product of the denominator 6 times 7. And that is equal to, the product of 5 and 3 is 15 over 6 times 7 is 42. And again, 15 and 42, or 15 over 42 is not yet in simplest form. We can still simplify that fraction by dividing each of them, or by dividing the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor. So the greatest common factor of 15 and 42 is 3. So divide them by 3. And then 15 divided by 3 will give us 5 over 42 divided by 3 is 14. So the final answer is 5 over 14. Next, we have to multiply improper fractions. When we say improper fractions, these are fractions whose numerator is greater than the denominator. So example number 4, we have 7 over 4 times 3 over 2. So to multiply, or to find the products of improper fractions, what we are going to do is the same. We're going to multiply directly their numerators to get the numerator of the product, and also multiply the denominators to get the denominator of the product. So this will be equal to 7 times 3 over 4 times 2. And that is equal to 7 times 3 is 21 over 4 times 2 is 8. And since 21 over 8 is an improper fraction, so to simplify that, we are going to convert it into a mixed number. Pero paano nga ba natin i-convert yung 21 over 8 into a mixed number? One way is to perform long division. If you know how to divide using the long division method, then you can use that. But in this tutorial, I will be showing you different approach how to convert 21 over 8 into a mixed number. So ibaba lang natin yung 21 over 8 dito sa baba para magkasya. And think of fractions which are equal to 21 over 8. Okay, so those fractions are 8 over 8 plus 8 over 8 plus 5 over 8. If you are going to add these three fractions, we can get 21 over 8. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan lang natin siyang paghiwa-hiwalayin. Kumbaga parang chachap-chapin natin yung 21 over 8. But make sure na yung mga fractions na maghahati doon sa 21 over 8 ay laging 8 ang denominator. So just like this, 8 over 8 plus 8 over 8 plus 5 over 8. When we are going to add 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 5, 21. Then the common denominator is 8. So we will get 21 over 8. Bakit kailangan nating gawin yung ganyan? Ito na, yung next. So 8 over 8 can be expressed as 1 or the equivalent value of 8 over 8 is 1. Di ba nga? Any number divided by itself is always equal to 1 except 0. Okay? So 8 over 8 is 1 plus another 8 over 8 which is 1 plus 5 over 8. Pagka pinag-add natin yung 1 plus 1 plus 5 over 8, we will get a sum of 2 and 5 over 8. That is now the equivalent mixed number of 21 over 8. Again, kung sanay naman kayo sa long division, much better kapag kayo yung ginawa nyo para sa mga malalaking numbers. Okay, so example number 5. We have 5 over 3 times 7 over 6. And again, we can multiply directly the numerators and the denominator. So we have 5 times 7 over 3 times 6. And after doing that, it gives us yung 5 and 7 is 35 over the product of 3 and 6 is 18. And then, again, 35 over 18 is an improper fraction. And once again, we are going to convert that into a mixed number. So, ibaba lang natin yung 35 over 18 para magkasya. So, 35 over 18. Again, think of fractions na kapag ka pinagsama-sama natin, mag-i-equal sa 35 over 18 using the denominator 18. So, here we have 18 over 18 plus 17 over 18. To verify, pagka pinag-add mo yung 18 over 18 and 17 over 18, the sum is 35 over 18. Okay, so after doing that, pwede na natin siyang i-simplify like this. 18 over 18 is 1 plus 17 over 18. And to get the sum of 1 and 17 over 18, just write them like this. 1 and 17 over 18. As easy as that. So the equivalent mixed number of 35 over 18 is 1 and 17 over 18. Okay? So again, kapag ka-familiar naman kayo sa long division method, better to use long division method para sa mga malalaking numbers. Okay, let's try to study another situation, multiplying mixed numbers. So example number 6, we have 2 and 1/3 times 1 and 1/2. So when we are going to find the product of mixed numbers, do not multiply directly the numerators by another numerator and the denominator by another denominator. Before doing that, we are going to convert the given mixed numbers into improper fractions. So 2 and 1/3, if we are going to convert this into an improper fraction, what we are going to do is to multiply the denominator by the whole number part plus the numerator. And so, to do that, tignan natin. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So, this is 7 over. Copy the given denominator. So, this is 7 over 3 times. Dito naman tayo sa isang mixed number. We have 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. So, the numerator is 3 over the given denominator of 1 and 1/2 is of course 2. So, that is over 2. And after doing that, that's the time that we can apply multiplying numerator by numerator and denominator times denominator. So, we have 7 times 3 over 3 times 2. 7 times 3 is 21 divided by or over 3 times 2 is 6. And again, 21 over 6 is an improper fraction, so we need to convert that into a mixed number. So 21 over 6 is equivalent to 6 over 6 plus 6 over 6 plus 6 over 6 plus 3 over 6. Take note of that. Pagka pinagsama-sama natin tong apat na fractions na to, the sum is equivalent to 21 over 6. Sinadya natin gawin yon para masimplify natin siya into a mixed number. Okay, so 6 over 6 is 1 plus 6 over 6 is another 1 plus 6 over 6 is 1 plus 3 over 6. And if we're going to find the sum, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Then, simplify natin yung 3 over 6. That becomes 1 half. So, 3 and 1 half. O baka magtaka kayo, bakit naging 1 half yung 3 over 6? Dinivide natin siya by the greatest common factor, which is 3. So, 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, that is why our final answer is 3 and 1 half. Next example, number 7. We have 3 and 2/5 times 2 and 1/4. And again, since the given are mixed numbers, we are going to convert them first into improper fractions. So we have 5 times 3, that is 15 plus 2, 17. So this is equal to 17 over the given denominator is 5, so over 5 times. Again, ito naman, we have 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So this is 9 over the given denominator here is 4. So that is over 4. And that is now the time we can multiply the numerator by numerator and the denominator by the denominator. So we have 17 times 9 over 5 times 4. And the product of 17 and 9 is 153 over the product of 5 and 4 is 20. And again, we got a product which is an improper fraction. And again, isi-simplify natin siya by means of converting it into a mixed number. So 153 over 20 can be expressed as 20 over 20 plus 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 13 over 20. To verify kung talaga bang ito yung equivalent fractions nitong 153 over 20, i-add natin. We have 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, which is 140 plus 13, and that is 153 over the common denominator, which is 20. So 153 over 20 is equivalent to these fractions. And then we can now simplify that. 20 over 20 is 1 plus 20 over 20 is another 1 plus 20 over 20 is 1 plus 20 over 20 is 1 again plus 20 over 20 is 1 plus 20 over 20 is 1 plus 20 over 20 is 1, and then the last one is 13 over 20. And then, pagka hinanap natin yung sum nitong expression na to, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 7. So that is 7. Then plus 13 over 20. So the final answer is 7 and 13 over 20. Medyo matrabaho, pero at least meron tayong process how to find the product of multiplying mixed numbers. Okay, so next situation. We have multiplying fractions by a whole number or whole numbers. So example number 8, we have 4 times 3 over 5. And to multiply or to find the product of a fraction and a whole number, we can multiply them directly. Just remember that a whole number has a denominator of 1. So in this example, we can multiply directly 4 by 3 over the denominator of 4 is 1. So we have 1 times 5. And after doing that, we can now find the product of the numerators. So we have 4 times 3 is 12 over the product of the denominators 1 times 1 and 5 is 5. So our answer is 12 over 5. But again, 12 over 5 is an improper fraction, so we are going to convert that into a mixed numbers. So bring down lang natin or ilipat lang natin yung 12 over 5 and then try to think of fractions having a denominator of 5, which if you're going to add all of them, the result is 12 over 5. So what are they? We have 5 over 5 plus 5 over 5 plus 2 over 5. Again, i-verify nga natin. 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 2 is 12 over the common denominator 5. So 12 over 5 is equivalent to these fractions or to the sum of these fractions. And so, we can say that 5 over 5 is 1 plus another 5 over 5 which is 1 plus 2 over 5. And then, finding the sum, we have 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 2 over 5, that is 2 and 2 over 5. That's it. Ganun lang kadali mag-simplify ng fractions. Okay, so example number 9. We have 2 over 3 times 7. And that will give us, again, ito ay multiplying fractions by a whole number. And so we can multiply directly the numerator and the denominators. Just remember that the denominator of a whole number is number 1. So here we can multiply 2 by 7 over 3 by 1. As I said, yung denominator ng ating whole number ay palaging 1. Kaya yung 3 ay i-multiply sa 1. So we have 3 times 1. And so, the product of 7 and 2 is 14 over 3 times 1 is 3. And again, this is an improper fraction. I-simplify natin siya or i-convert natin siya into a mixed number. Okay, so baba natin yung 14 over 3 dito and try to think again of fractions whose sums is equal to 14 over 3. So ano nga ba yung mga fractions na yon? So we have 3 over 3 plus 3 over 3 plus 3 over 3 plus 3 over 3 plus the last one is 2 over 3 because 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 12 and the remaining is 2 para maging 14. And then the common denominator is 3. And then after doing that, i-simplify na natin. We have 3 over 3 is 1 plus 3 over 3 is 1 again plus 3 over 3 is 1 plus 3 over 3 is 1 plus 2 over 3 is 2 over 3 of course. And then, combine natin. We have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. And ito pa may natitirang 2/3. So we have 4 and 2/3. So the equivalent or the product of 2 over 3 times 7 is 4 and 2/3. As easy as that. Bagaman medyo matrabaho pero at least we can derive the correct answer. Tiyaga lang. Anyway, pagka-master na kayo sa operations of fractions, kaya nyo nang hanapin yung product, kaya nyo nang isimplify by means of looking at the given fractions. Okay, so let's proceed to the last possible situation. Multiplying mixed numbers by whole numbers. Okay, example number 10. We have 3 and 1/2 times 4. And again, we cannot multiply directly 3 and 1/2 by 4 because 3 and 1/2 is a mixed number. So what we are going to do is to convert that mixed number first into its equivalent improper fraction. So we have to multiply the denominator by the whole number part and add the numerator. So 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7 over the given denominator of this mixed number is 2. So this is over 2 times this 4 is a whole number. It is understood that the denominator of this is 1. So we can now multiply 7 over 2 by 4. So 7 times 4 over 2 times 1. Because I said there is a denominator 1 of every whole number. And then 7 times 4 is 28 over 2 times 1 is 2. 28 over 2 is equivalent to 14. Therefore, the product of 3 and 1/2 and 4 is 14. Okay, next, example number 11. I think this is the last. So 3 times 1 and 3/5. Again, a whole number multiplied by a mixed number. So, i-convert muna natin yung mixed number into improper fraction before we can proceed to multiplication. So, just copy 3, the whole number, times, eto na, 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3, that is 8, over the denominator of this mixed number is 5. So, the denominator also of its equivalent improper fraction must be 5. So, we can now multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. So, we have 3 times 8 over 1 because 3 has a denominator of 1. So, we have 1 times 5. And then, 3 times 8 is 24 over 1 times 5 is 5. And once again, this is an improper fraction. I-convert natin siya into a mixed number. So 24 over 5 is equivalent to this expression. 5 over 5 plus 5 over 5 plus 5 over 5 plus 5 over 5 plus 4 over 5. Sir, bakit 4 over 5 na lang yung nasa dulo? Kasi 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 20. So ilan na lang kulang para maging 24? 4 na lang. So 4 over 5 na yung last fraction natin. And again, simplify natin yan. 5 over 5 is 1 plus 1 plus another 1 plus another 1 plus 4 over 5. And the sum of 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4 over 5 is 4 and 4/5 or 4 and 4 over 5. Ganun lang yung proseso. Anyway, kapag master nyo na yung multiplication of fractions, hindi nyo na kailangang dumaan sa ganitong kahabang proseso. Okay? Someday, mamamaster nyo rin yan. Okay, so to try your understanding, you can answer the following exercises. We have performed the indicated operations. Write your answers in simplest form. Don't forget, write your answer in simplest form. So in number 1, we have 5 over 6 times 3 over 7. Number 2, we have 11 over 6 times 5 over 4. And number 3, we have 3 and 2/5 times 2 and 1/4. Number 4, 7 times 2 over 3. And number 5, 5 and 1/5 times 3. Okay, good luck, and I hope you learned something from this lesson. Thank you so much for listening. Have a nice day.